Oh, look at this one. Look at this one.
Look at that little baby girl. Look at that little baby. Yo, sweet little baby.
Hi guys. Hi YouTube peoples.
Hey,
How is
Susie.
everybody?
What's she doing?
I would give you all bites and snoots if I could. Oh, gonna get mom in the face.
What's that? We're going to talk about Christmas traditions. We're going to share some of Austin's traditions, or you're going to.
Yeah.
And I'll share some Christmas traditions that me and my family have done growing up. And then we want to talk a little bit about why we're so excited for this being our first Christmas. Being married, we thought this might make a sweet video.
Absolutely.
So, do you want to go first and just talk about some kind of Christmas traditions that you and your family have done growing up?
Absolutely. So, me and my family, it's always been a little bit weird for us because we're the only ones of our extended family that moved away. So all of our extended family lives in South Carolina, and we've always lived somewhere else. And so for us, we've always kind of been the one that travels to everybody. So every year, we'll be home on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, but the couple days before that, we normally always travel to South Carolina to see everybody and get together. And, COVID's kind of messed that up a couple times the past couple of years here, but, still doing whatever we can. So, so that's the main thing is, we go and see everybody before Christmas. But our actual immediately family traditions, we always, it's funny, none of us really know how it ended up this way, but New Year's Eve, we get home most of the time midday on New Year's Eve, right? And so we're all like, we just got home, got back from traveling. We don't really feel like cooking or doing anything like that. So we've always ended up going to some Italian restaurant on Christmas Eve. Yeah. I don't know, and hasn't been that way forever, but for the past maybe 8 to 10-ish years, something like that. Like I said, not sure how it got to be that way, but that's just always kind of been something that we've done. And then something else funny that we've always kind of separated parent Christmas or family, parent family and Santa. So we exchange all the gifts between like me, mom and dad, and my brother and sister on Christmas Eve. We kind of exchanged all the wrapped, family presents, and then the next morning Santa has come at that point, and so we have all the unwrapped Santa presents the next morning. So it's just kind of been one of those funny things. I don't know that we'll always continue doing that, but it's something that we still do, even though me and all my siblings are over 18 at this point. So not sure why we still do that, but it is still a nice thing that we do. So
I think that's sweet.
And mom always cooks a really nice meal on Christmas Day, like either ham or turkey and, green beans, dressing, the whole works, mac and cheese. Her mac and cheese is by far my favorite mac and cheese ever. And, she always cooks a nice meal on Christmas. And one of the things that I enjoy, and I'm not sure how this started either, but something she's done as long as I can remember is Christmas morning, first thing when we get up, she will take some of the little Smokies, like the little hot dog weenies, and she makes pigs in a blanket with them, and like a whole tray of them, and we just eat on those first thing Christmas morning. She also makes some kind of like citrus, like punch, like I think it's like ginger ale and pineapple juice and maybe
good.
some orange juice, but something like that, some kind of punch, and it's just always something that I've really enjoyed. So we always watch also A Christmas Story on repeat all day.
Yeah.
So that's one of our traditions too, and we all get together and watch movies and all that kind of good stuff. So those I would say are pretty much the main traditions.
Yeah. Well, if you think of any more, you have to share those too.
Yeah, absolutely.
And those were all really sweet traditions. I didn't know about the like kind of fruity or punch drink that she made. I don't think I've ever heard you talk about that.
Really? Oh, it's really good.
Or maybe even the pigs in a blanket.
Yeah.
So I think that's pretty cool.
That's really nice.
And I think that's nice.
What are some of yours?
I know Katie and I have probably shared on the channel in the past a little bit of Christmas traditions, but we have, so unlike you, we have a lot of extended family near us, but we also have some not near us. And usually in the past, kind of the first family, you know, that we would visit, like before Christmas, the first get together would be my dad's extended family. So we would go out there and see his family for Christmas. And we would get to stay a couple days and just go shopping and get to visit. We would stay with his dad and his stepmom and kind of visit with them and then visit with other extended family. And there's always a Christmas party that we all go to. And that's definitely always been super fun. And I've got a lot of good memories there. And let's see, so we usually do that kind of like, I don't know, sometime in December, maybe a couple weeks before Christmas. And then after that, Christmas Day, well, actually Christmas Eve night. So since Dad's mom, his real biological mom, has moved here, Miss Cindy, in the last several years, she comes over on Christmas Eve night, and they cook oyster stew, which I don't really like, but they cook oyster stew and they eat it, and we do gifts with her and just hang out with her on Christmas Eve night, which is really sweet. And then on Christmas Day, we get up Christmas morning, like me and Mom and Katie and Dad, and do gifts with each other. And we get up really pretty early because we cook a lot for Christmas, and we'll do like a lot of cooking the day before on Christmas Eve. So usually we get up pretty early, and one thing that we do, which has always been kind of a favorite tradition of mine, is we'll make some kind of muffins. We'll put a little candle in them, and then we'll sing Happy Birthday to Jesus. And I think that that's a really like sweet and special tradition. So we've always done that. And you know, after we open gifts, we just cook a lot and kind of get ready for the rest of the family. So that would be my mom's family, her parents and siblings, and all the cousins. And in the past years, we've always had it at Granny's house, at her mom's house. But since Pap died, since her dad died, you know, Granny's just not in that great of, she's not in poor health. She just doesn't get around well. That's what I'm trying to say. And so it's kind of hard for her to get the house ready and everything. So for the last several years, we've just had it at my parents' house, and everyone comes up there to kind of celebrate, and we eat big and open gifts with them, and everyone just hangs out. So that's just really, really a lot of fun. I feel like we just get to eat like tons of good food, and just being with family is really sweet. And usually, you know, leading up to Christmas, me, Mom, and Dad, and Katie will try to, you know, watch Christmas movies and anything like that. Even like the tradition of getting a tree. We had an artificial tree for years growing up, like when we were kids. Yeah. And then for the last several years, probably like 6 or 7 years, we've been getting a live tree, just going and getting one. And that's always really fun. I'm trying to think about other kind of specific traditions, but it's just really just so much family time and food and getting to be together, and that's just always special. And of course, like putting up the Christmas tree together and decorating the house, all of that is really special.
Yeah, that's nice. And that's one thing too. It's not like a specific to Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, but like at least the full month of December, my mom has always gone big on the Christmas decorations. Like huge tree, and you know, decorating the house to the nines, and absolutely they go all out. And my parents, and I know your parents have too, just always gone out of their way to make Christmas special, you know. Yeah. So. And
your mama does some gorgeous decorating. Oh, yeah. The first time that I ever visited, you know, his parents' house on Christmas, I was like, whoa.
Yeah, she goes hard, but she does a really good job with it. It's very nice.
It was surprising in a good way because it's just really beautiful. She's really good at decorating.
Oh, and Mom's Christmas Chex Mix. Oh. And Christmas fudge. So good.
Yes, we've already been eating the Chex Mix this year. She sent some home with Austin recently. Now, funny story, though, that I have to share about the fudge. I hope she don't mind me sharing this. Several years ago, it wouldn't have been last Christmas, but the one before, or maybe even the one before that, we were at your house, you know, at your parents' house, and we were all kind of getting ready the night before because we were going to get up the next morning and go to South Carolina to his extended family. And I was like, what can I do to help? And we were, you know, making the fudge and
Yeah.
Chex Mix and just other stuff to take. And I was like, yeah, I'll help you make the fudge. So we're both standing over there making it. And I don't remember what was going on, but it just like did not want to kind of set up. And so we were already fighting it and and candy is really hard to make. Like any kind of candy, even fudge, it's just hard to make sometimes. You really have to get it just right. And I remember finally I was like, whew, we dodged a bullet. We were pouring it into the pan when we both realized we didn't put any of the flavor in this fudge.
Yeah.
So we were like, really quick. We were like trying to scrape it off the wax paper back into the pot to heat it back up and add the flavor. And then it worked. And it was fun.
It was still really good.
I hadn't thought about that in a long time.
Yeah, that was funny.
I was like, oh man.
Yeah.
We both did it. We were, you know, that slipped by both of us.
Hey, it ended up being really good though. So
yeah, it did.
All is well that ends well.
Yes. And those were definitely, that was so special. I remember our first Christmas. So this will be our first Christmas like day together, which we'll talk about in a minute while we're excited. But the first kind of just experience of getting to kind of be with each other around Christmas, that was so special. Like I can remember that really well, and I'll never forget that because I, you know, traveled with you to see your extended family. I got to meet a lot of people for the first time I hadn't met yet, and that was just really special. I remember we stayed at your grandma's house, and it's just like a sweet old house. I just loved it. And I remember sleeping in the bed and it was so cozy. Like I had this little twin bed all to myself in the guest room, and there was just something about that was so sweet, like and magical to me. It was so warm and cozy, and our house was just like so precious. And
yeah, her house was probably at least a good 75 degrees. So
yeah, it was hot in there. But that was just really special and so exciting, and getting to meet everyone. Of course, I'm excited to see them now as well.
Yeah, of course.
That was really special. I remember that.
Yeah. Yeah, it was very nice.
Yeah, and this year is super exciting because this is our first, just everything we're experiencing is we're together.
Yep,
we're getting to
right.
see each other pretty much like every day of December, except maybe if you're going hunting. But
Yeah, I mean, this is our first married Christmas, so it'll be a little bit of an adjustment in terms of, you know, it'll just be different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's
but in a good way.
Yeah, different, but in a good way, because it's kind of like, it's not that you don't get to participate in like any of the traditions like that you did growing up, but
no, of course not, but
it's just different, and it has kind of a different feel. And in one way, it's kind of like, wow, this is strange, you know, because this is always kind of what Christmas has felt like in the past. But it's also so exciting to think that we'll get to be with each other Christmas morning.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah, that'll be wonderful.
I think that's super special, and that so this year Austin's going to be here. We're going to be, you know, here at where we live on Christmas Day, and then next year we'll probably be with his parents down in Georgia. But it's just that's like so special to think that you'll, you know, get to be with each other all day.
Absolutely, that'll be very nice.
So I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, me too.
And that'll be really nice.
I think for the most part that probably covers most of the traditions, I guess.
Yeah, I thought
as far as I can remember.
Yeah, I thought of one more thing, and I know I've totally shared this on the channel a couple times before, but I guess it is a tradition, but it's also just kind of related. It's a Christmas movie. It's a Christmas movie that I like.
Oh,
We always try to find time to watch The Polar Express because I love that Christmas movie, and I know it's a kid's movie, but
it's nice though.
Yes, when Katie and I were little, that when it come out in theaters, I guess that's like in the early 2000s maybe, we got to go see it on a field trip, and Mom got to go with us, and at that point, like, we did not get to go and do anything. Not, that sounds like I'm making it sound like really sad, like, we never got to do anything.
Kept in the basement.
No. It wasn't like that. It's just truth be told, we didn't have a lot of money. And also, truth be told, if you've watched our video about why we don't love going to the movies, me and Katie's attention span is about that short. So movies really was kind of pointless for us to go because halfway through we're like, yeah, we're done with this. Can we do something else? But anyways, we got to go see that in theaters with Mom on a field trip, and that was super special. So I always like to watch that movie. And then last year, Austin introduced me to the movie White Christmas.
Oh yeah!
I can't believe I'd never seen that,
That's a good one.
I love it. So I haven't watched it. We haven't watched it this year.
I had never seen it until a couple of years ago.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I didn't know that.
I had never seen it till a couple of years ago, but I really like it.
It's precious.
It's a good, like, classic Christmas movie.
So
Bing Crosby, if you've never seen it.
I hope we still have time to watch that this year.
Oh, I'm sure we will.
And I love Christmas Vacation.
Oh, of course. Christmas Vacation.
Christmas with the Cranks.
Christmas with the Cranks, The Grinch,
Elf.
yeah. There's a bunch of good ones.
Yeah, I know we're forgetting a bunch of them, but
Yeah.
so I hope we'll find time to watch some of those this year. But
Are you serious, Clark?
yeah, those are such funny movies.
Oh yeah.
Oh well, I guess we'll
sign off because that about covers it, I guess.
That's all we can think of. But looking forward to spending Christmas Day with you.
That's right. Me too, dog.
But Merry Christmas to everyone.
Merry Christmas to you guys.
Yeah, to everyone who's watching. We appreciate you, and God bless you. God keep you. We'll see you on the next video.